What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Realistic Summer Career Mode. This is episode number 44, and we start today's stuff on the back of a really good streak for Manchester City. Yes, so recently, a couple episodes ago, we had 3 straight draws against Brighton, Fulham, and an underperforming Spurs side, but what a bounce back. 5 wins in a row, including massive wins at home to Liverpool in my first test against them, and also beating Arsenal, who at that point were our closest threat to pole position. And for the first game of today's episode, Brentford, Thomas Franker's side away to Bees in West London here at the Community Stadium, and heading into the game, EFL Cup quarter-final and a chance to reach the final 4 of our first cup competition of the season, with the FA Cup starting in January. Heading into the game, as per usual, it's our lowest priority, so there were a lot of rotated faces out there, but there were still a few starters in my team. But talk about the worst possible start. Grealish heads away a corner as Ortega comes out to meet it. Lack of communication. Brentford go in front, capitalising on the open goal. We're 1-0 down. And 25 minutes in, as Rashina, who we had with Granada, offloads to Magoma, ball into Kwame. He rifles one in, top bins, celebrates in front of the travelling fans. And Brentford are 2-0 up. And I'm in a very unfamiliar position. 2-0 down in a game for the first time as Manchester City manager, and staring down the brink of an exit in the quarter-final of the EFL Cup and our first loss as Man City manager. But we got the ability, we got the talent, we got the brilliant attacking prowess, and I knew we'd get back in the game. Right before the break, Grealish slides through the kettle air and the Belgian puts us back in it. It's 2-1. I thought, do you know, we've been in this position before. We were down against Rotherham, we were down against Sheffield United. In fact, in every single round, I think we've been down against a side in this EFL Cup competition. So we've been in this position before. We can battle back, we can get back in this. But 18 minutes after the restart, whilst I was getting chances on one end, I couldn't stop the rampaging Bees. The new man at Manchester United, Christian Eriksen, makes it 3-1. And guys, there it is. There it is. First loss as Manchester City manager. And it comes in the EFL Cup quarter-final to Brentford. They dominated possession. I could not get the ball off them, and I had chances on the other end. I scored one through the kettle air, but my defence was breached every single time they came forward. And there it is, my first loss as Man City manager, and it's a tough one because it dumped us out of the EFL Cup, and now we made it through. We would have been taking on the rock bottom right now, Newcastle United. I've choked. I've absolutely choked. And, you know, obviously, we talked about this a few episodes ago. The EFL Cup does not count towards your objectives. So, us going out of that competition there doesn't affect my manager rating whatsoever. Doesn't affect anything like that. But it is still a trophy. And you still want to win it. Like, when you are managing a big team, you want to win everything. Of course you do. And you believe you can. Manchester City a few years ago, of course, won the domestic treble under Pep Guardiola. A League Cup, an FA Cup, and a Premier League as well. I'll be totally honest here, I wanted to do it as well. And I felt I could. We were undefeated. We had Brentford away from home, Community Stadium. I thought, yeah, we're favourites of this, no doubt about it. And in the end, I got torn apart. Hadn't lost a single game in all competitions of Man City. And it comes there in such a damaging way. 3-1, Brentford dump us out. And let's be honest here, the Magpies in the semi-final, over 2 legs. Eddie Howe, as we know, has done a tremendous job with Newcastle United. No one's going to deny that. But in the game right now, they're rock bottom of the Premier League. And of course, they're a newly promoted side. They were relegated in Season 1, one promotion last year. But right now, they're rock bottom. We'll definitely be favourites, no doubt about it. Especially over a 2-legged affair with 1 game to come at the Etihad. I choked it. Absolutely choked it. We should have a great chance of going to the EFL Cup final now, and a brilliant chance of my first trophy as Man City manager. Instead, I choked it. Absolutely choked against Brentford. Knocked out. And there it is. 1 of 3 trophies to win has now gone. So in the following game, we got a goalless draw away at Old Trafford in my first Manchester derby. 0-0 the final score there. I didn't mind it though, because as you can see right now, 6 points clear of Chelsea in second and 8 clear of the Gunners in third as well. What I like right now is that whilst we have had that loss to Brentford, we're at the halfway stage right now and we're still undefeated in the Premier League as well. Now, of course, as we know, only one team in Premier League history has ever had an undefeated season. Everyone knows them, the Invincibles, Arsenal, of course, under Arsene Wenger. Now, they finished up with a record of 26 wins, 12 draws, and 0 defeats. We've got 13 wins, 6 draws, 0 defeats. So, if we have the exact same second half as we did in the first half, presumably we'll win the title, and we'll do it undefeated with the exact same win, draw, loss record as Arsenal had all those years ago. So, question is, can we do it? Knocked out of the EFL Cup, that's damaging. My dream of a domestic treble is gone, but can we now do the job in the Premier League? Stay top, keep Chelsea, the Red Devils, Arsenal, everyone else away, win the Premier League, and possibly do it undefeated as well. I'd take that over a domestic treble every day of the week. Well, for the following game, and our first game in the second half of the season, West Ham away. This was, of course, the opening day fixture in real life this season. Haaland bagged a brace on his Premier League debut as Man City won out 2-0 winners. Well, unfortunately, the scoreline was flipped in this one. They took the lead in the first half, then went 2 goals up soon after the restart. And we were on the brink of our first loss in the Premier League. And talk about unrealistic stuff. Erling Haaland had a couple of great chances, but unlike in real life, didn't score a brace. I missed both of them. We're still down by 2, and with 3 minutes to go, it was practically all but over. We had one late chance, and we got back in the game through Foden. 2 minutes of normal time to go, and I thought, can we rescue a point? Stay undefeated in the Premier League. Well, as Foden gets his 6th of the season to make it 2-1, time was not on my side, and eventually we ran out of it. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Literally, I sat there looking at the table half of the season in thinking, we're still undefeated. Yeah, we got knocked out of the EFL Cup, first loss of Man City manager. We're still undefeated there. We could do this. We could have an invincible season because there's no European games. We've got more rest and recovery time than we'll ever have. This is the chance. This is my best chance at an undefeated season. And I mentioned before, in FIFA career mode, I've done so many things, because I've been, making career mode videos for a decade now, But one thing I can't remember ever doing is having an undefeated season. And I've just blown it. I've absolutely bottled it. 2 things have gone in one episode in 3 games. A chance at a domestic treble and an undefeated season. I had a chance to do both, if not at least one, and I've just choked them both. Unbelievable. I was so frustrated, seriously. I did not perform well in that game against West Ham. Lost it 2-1, and I thought, right, no wins in my last 3 games. Jumped out of the EFL Cup. First loss in the Premier League, the unbeaten season possibility has now gone. Goalless draw at Old Trafford, two defeats in 3, dumped out of the Cup, invincible season gone, no wins in 3 in all competitions. Right, we're ending December and I'm ending it with a win. We got it. 1-0 victory over Ralph Hasenhüttl Southampton. Thank God for that. Lord knows I needed it. And you look at the league table, as you can see, that struggling patch there, just 1 point picked up from possible 6 in those 2 games prior to the Southampton game, mean Chelsea have cut the gap to 3 points at the top. Yet we had a golden chance to extend our lead big time if I could have got wins against Manchester United and West Ham away. Instead, the gap is now 3. And that's why I've said it. Heading into this Manchester City team, you look at the team we've got, the money we had, the investment we put in to make sure this team looks very realistic. Haaland, Phillips, Ortega coming in. I brought in Sousa and Max Aarons as fullbacks. Max Aarons has been great, of course, No doubt about it. We are, if not the strongest team in the league, one of the very strongest. We are where we are, and we should be where we are as well, don't get me wrong. But I knew we weren't going to walk the league. There's so much talk this season that Man City are going to walk the league. At the time recording this commentary, it's the 12th of August right now, it's Friday, and obviously at the moment there's only been 1 game played. Obviously they've got their second game coming this weekend for me. You guys would have seen a conclusion of it. But there's been so much talk, and now they've got Haaland, now they've got the proper number 9, now they've got one of the best strikers in world football at his age as well. They're going to walk the league this year. Well, in the save, I never thought we'd do it. I did not think I would come into this Man City team, would win the league in February. I knew that wasn't going to happen. But we are still top. but with the gap at 3 points, 17 games to go, believe me, I'm taking absolutely nothing for granted. So as the January window opens, just 1 win in our last 4 games, undefeated season now gone, dumped out of the EFL Cup, 60 million in the budget. You'll be thinking, am I going to make moves? Will I move a couple of players on? Will I sign a couple of players? I think the answer is probably no. I don't think so. I want to keep it as realistic as possible. You know, making moves in January, it's not too common for big moves to happen in January. Okay, every now and then, but not too common, if you will. I think for realism now, I'll keep the score as it is right now. I like it. Maybe a sale, maybe a signing, but for the most part, no, the squad's going to stay the same. Yes, tough mini patch of form, but right now we're still top of the table. That's the most important thing. And with this being the FA Cup third round, taking on the Clarets, Vincent Kompany's Burnley away at Turf Moor. Obviously a Manchester City legend heading into the game. Had to win this one against the current mid-table championship side, and as you'll see, Grealish gave us our opener. Burnley did find a leveller, but Haaland made it 2-1 to put us back in front, and you would have seen by my lineup, I learnt my lesson against Brentford. Yes, I had a couple of starters, but quite a few rotated faces. I learnt my lesson for this game here. Now, it was a really strong team, and I was not going to give Haaland a day off. Nope, I needed my Norwegian striker. In the end, Grealish got the first, and then Erling bagged a brace. I love this camera angle for this celebration, by the way. Burnley 1, Man City 3, and in the battle of the Northwest teams here, 3-1 up at Turf Moor. We've got a 2-goal cushion, and that should do it. To Burnley's credit, though, they did fight back, and I've mentioned before, sometimes the games you expect to be the easiest ones can at times be the hardest. You saw our EFL Cup run this season. You know, we had Preston, Rotherham, Sheffield United. They were really tough games, man. Like, they were really tough. We were behind in all 3 of them, I think, you know. Obviously got knocked out by Brentford, but again, a lower league side caused me a problem, but maybe complacency was once again an issue, but we did manage to make it through. Burnley got a goal back later on. We still held on for the win, deservedly so. Haaland's brace and Grealish's goal in the first half means we are through to the 4th round of the FA Cup. 3-2 the final score. Big victory there, and Lord knows the pressure is on now. One of my 3 trophies to win is gone in the EFL Cup. We're only 3 points clear at the top of the table right now, with Chelsea breathing down our necks and only just breezing past Burnley by a goal as well. Pressure is on in this second half of the season. Failed to win a domestic double. I'm out the door. No doubt about that. But that will end today's episode of the Realistic Summer Career Mode, guys. Big thank you for watching. Really hope you have enjoyed. If you haven't, please drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day. And we'll see you for the next episode of the Realistic Summer Career Mode very soon.